Alright everyone, welcome back to Call of Cthulhu. This is the second part of the series, and after a quick Google, it's saying that there was about 7 to 10 hours to complete this game. So we're making some progress, and it's definitely an interesting game for sure. Let's see if we can figure out. The last time we were in a warehouse trying to figure out the winch thing. I think we need one more part. I hope it's just searching. I mean, that hidden object skill thing is a thing. And I hope that doesn't screw me in this game like that lockpick check did. Let's see here. Improves the skill, increases your chance of finding hidden objects. An undiscovered object will not appear in game. So do you just get screwed like the lockpick, or how does this work? What is the... light. Light. There we go. Well, how did I not find that in the last game?
It should be possible to mount this cogwheel on the winch.
How did I miss that last time?
Looks like everything is in its place. All I have to do is turn this handle.
Old and weak. This won't happen. Oh. Well, testing your strength and made that look easy. Okay, before I go down there, I do remember that the guy said ask the Fitzroy some questions. So let's go just make sure that he doesn't have any more to say.
You're back again. What can I...
Apparently the bootleggers don't want anyone hanging around the warehouses.
They're part of the private property I mentioned earlier.
And yet the place looks abandoned. Why guard the entrance?
As a precaution, I suppose. All the warehouses are more or less interconnected by old sewers.
You mean that there's a way to go from one to the other by tunnel?
I couldn't tell you if it's still the case today for all the warehouses on the island, but I think I can imagine what you've got in mind. You can always visit them if you're not the claustrophobic type.
Well, that's what I already found.
You're back again. What can...
Anything else?
The miraculous catch.
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailor's return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Well, that was pointless. Thank you so much for that information. Alright, let's go venture into, I guess, the sewers. What good horror game doesn't involve going into a sewer, hey? Take this.
Smoke. It's coming from this oil. I hope it's not toxic.
Hopefully not. Not take the lantern? No? Alright, let's go this way. great. Huh. Well, that was, creepy, I guess would be the word. Don't get the whole tentacle thing, that's for sure.
This is primitive.
Yeah, we don't draw on rocks that often.
Ugh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
There goes an ankle. Reconstruction scene.
What happened here? What is this picture of Charles and Sarah Hawkins doing here?
Le Petit Parisien.
Can't sleep. I know how that feels. Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings?
No, I'm not leaving yet.
It smells as bad as it looks. These painkillers were prescribed 3 months ago. Someone has been taking them since the time of the Hawkins death.
Intriguing. Is that it? That's all we got? Nothing. Fine, I'll leave. There's all these lanterns around, and you'd rather use a bloody lighter than just take one of them. So lots you get when you punch a mirror. What you expected.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce, I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
Threaten. Let's do psychology.
You seem like a competent officer. We should help each other.
You're trying to manipulate me, Mr. Pierce. I hate to be taken for a fool.
All right, Inspector Lestrade. Let me take a more direct approach. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it. It was in the Hawkins Mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way.
Oh, the one parked like an
Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
Who the hell are you? What were you doing on my turf? I've got my eye on you. We'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins Mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Yeah, there's quite the view up there. Pierce managed to get into the warehouse. The place, thought to be abandoned, revealed some surprises. Signs of recent occupation as well as partly charred painting. Interrupted in his searching by Officer Bradley, Pierce convinced him to join his investigation. The police officer is willing to drive the detective to the Hawkins Mansion. Bum, bum, bum.
Well, here we are, Hawkins Mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
So much to talk about.
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
Lots of questions, it looks like.
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around, it would seem. So, since you already know it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house. It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
2 points. Picking locks thing is gonna screw me probably more times than just that first one, so let's stick with that for now. Still stable, apparently. What is this? Oh, mental trauma. Had another one. Oh, the delusion there of the tentacle grabbing. While investigating the Hawkins warehouse, Pierce entered a partly submerged tunnel that ran under the docks. There, something took hold of his arm and tried to drag him beneath the surface. Drowning, the detective caught a glimpse of human and animal bodies, as well as an underground city. Oh, didn't realize there was a city there. Pierce managed to make it back to the surface to discover that, rather than tentacles, it was seaweed that had wrapped itself around his arm. The vision nevertheless disturbed him by its clarity and its violence. There's a lot of people that would argue that seaweed still feels like tentacles when they feel it in the water. Officer Bradley is 37 and apparently a police officer. Wouldn't have guessed. This hick cop likes order and justice. He's no great sleuth, but he seems more inclined than his colleagues to discover the truth in the Hawkins case. The inhabitants of the island seem to be friendly with him. He could help me in my investigation. And the Hawkins Mansion is perched at the top of a steep cliff. The abandoned garden harbors the graves of the Hawkins family, and only the old caretaker, Silas Winchester, still roams in this bleak spot. He protects it fiercely and still puts flowers on the graves of his old masters. It's a gloomy place. This was the warehouse reconstruction thing. Officially unused since Charles Hawkins' death, this warehouse recently housed a clandestine resident. Signs of life attest to the fact. The presence of blood-stained bandages must also be noted, probably removed from a wound, as well as pills, painkillers, and sleeping pills. Moreover, the occupant seems to be obsessed with Sarah Hawkins, as attested by the presence of several documents connected to the artist's life. Photograph, press cutting. But it is the discovery of a partly charred painting, recognized by Officer Bradley as having come from the Hawkins Mansion, that allows all doubts to be lifted as to the link between the contents of the building and the Hawkins case. And everything is checked. My OCD is satisfied. We're going that way, so I'm gonna go this way. This place would have a gorgeous view if it wasn't so dark and eerie.
Recently fallen. It's as if all life has abandoned the place.
Going behind trees. Nope.
Bradley was right. This place is much older than I imagined, but the architecture seems too recent.
Oh, you go that way. Let's go this way.
I'll have to find another entrance.
You don't want to test your strength and try and pull those boards off?
This entrance is still in use.
Whoa! You were trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them. Dump them into the ocean.
All right there, Lurch.
You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe, and let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
I'm weak, so no. Oh my god, I'm running out of
You haven't forgiven yourself. You stay here to honor the memory of the deceased.
That's true. I want no more violence. No more tragedy.
It's painful to be the last one left.
You don't know how right you are. Understood. I'm listening.
The police report describes a domestic accident, but Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
No, I can't let you in. The mansion isn't safe.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked, and I make sure it stays that way.
No one lives in the mansion, and you don't take care of it anymore. If you have a good reason to be here, I'm listening.
There's vermin. I keep an eye out.
Vermin?
Yeah, that's it, vermin.
Right. This is what we're going to do. I go inside, and I promise that I'll hunt vermin. Okay with you?
I'm not sure.
If there's nothing else to fear, you can give me that key.
Right. Take the key and do what you have to do. Go on then. Just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
That was something? Okay. He gave up way too easily for that. 64. Jesus. Caretaker of the Hawkins property. The old caretaker I can't even talk right now. The old caretaker of the Hawkins family, Silas Winchester, still watches over the family graveyard and the burned-out mansion. Devoted to Charles Hawkins, whom he all but raised, he also had great respect for the memory of Sarah Hawkins and their child, Simon. His long months of solitude in the abandoned property have made him very distrustful. Silas still puts flowers in the graves of Charles, Sarah, and Simon. Hope that was worth the risk. Well, did not expect that to happen right off the bat.
This gate is locked.
I have a key. Silas's old house, then. It's a little small.
The poor wretch seems to spend the best part of his time isolated from the world. Rather Spartan. The caretaker has simple tastes. I know a thing or two about solitude myself.
Broken here. Does that mean anything? Interesting. Alright. Can we take that? Fuck Mr. Silas. Get up there. Well, and Officer Bradley was pretty useless. I thought he was going to come along and keep Silas at bay. That really didn't work.
Piers, shall we enter?
No. I need to go explore where you were at. I thought he was taking me to Silas.
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh. Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins.
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Do you know if Charles Hawkins had any enemies?
Not to our knowledge. He was a well-respected personality on the island. I don't understand. Silas would never have let such a thing happen.
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't
Poor
expect to
kid.
set foot back here after the burial.
Poor kid.
What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary? And steal a burnt painting?
I don't see Silas doing such a thing.
Uh-oh. I think I
Let
just
alone
glitched
allowing
myself.
it. Even that raw baker is above that. Lord, have pity on this poor
Are
family.
we kidding right now? Well, that's one way to glitch a game, I guess. Do I do anything to try and get me out of here? All right. Well, looks like we're going to restart the last checkpoint, apparently. So yeah, apparently you don't walk behind the tombstones because you get stuck on them. There's a little tidbit of knowledge. Oh, all the way back here? Okay, well, let's move this again.
Bourbon. Empty, of course.
I don't know if this is going to do anything, but I feel that if we're trying to listen to someone, you'd probably not want to make noise like that. So...
Pierce, shall we enter?
No.
Do you have a moment?
What now?
Nothing. Sorry.
Stop wasting my time.
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins. Someone.
I told...
I must say.
So...
Do you not?
I... Watched Mrs.
Let's.
Please give me a
There
minute.
we go. Okay, now we're
I didn't
back
expect to set foot back here after the
where we were
burial.
before we glitched.
What kind of
So let's
deranged
continue.
individual would defile this
Do not
sanctuary?
walk behind that.
And steal a burnt painting?
I don't see
Child
Silas doing such a
glitched
thing.
me out.
Let alone allowing it.
Oh, Silas is breaking down the tree now. Nothing here. Alright, let's enter this mansion.
Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you.
Pierce and Officer Bradley explore the gardens of the Hawkins Mansion. Family lies in the graveyard of the property guarded by Silas Winchester. The old caretaker, still faithful to his employers, keeps watch on the place, armed with his axe. Pierce and Bradley manage to calm him down and finally get a hold of the key to the Hawkins Mansion. They enter the building, looking for the scene of the fire. First of all, Bradley was not there to manage to calm him down. I lucked
Follow
out.
me. I know the place. Who left this light on?
Character point.
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me? What kind of meat is this? This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins.
It? Oh, there we go.
The boy was probably here. Smashed his plate on the floor. Sarah Hawkins' plate. Why did she leave it untouched? Something happened at this table. An argument?
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door.
Start a fire.
Silas managed to bring the fire under control. It was already too late for the Hawkins.
They seem happy, but Charles is already looking off into the future. His marriage just a stop along the way. Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer?
Charles Hawkins poses like an explorer in front of exotic ruins. I would just call those pyramids, but sure. It is common knowledge that he wasted away his fortune on expensive trips. What was he looking for?
Too much rubble. I'll find an easier way. Let's see if I can find something the cops missed. The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others? Did someone escape the fire? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker? If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn? They had a fight. Why? Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How? Did it stop at the time of the fire?
Did it stop at? Was that 10? Was it 10?
This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight.
We got a domestic.
Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee. And the boy.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
I think that some of your colleagues should turn in their badges. This room is bursting with evidence that seriously contradicts the official inquiry.
Well, of course, Mr. Holmes. Like what?
I found a bottle of whiskey. Empty.
Well, that must have been a loss for you.
No glass. I suspect one of them drank heavily to calm down. Charles, most probably.
That's pretty thin. Who says that bottle hadn't been there for a while?
I can tell where young Simon was, but not his parents. Where were their bodies found?
I can't help you on that one. Charles and Sarah's bodies had already been carried away when I got here.
Without your authorization? By whom?
Marshall, Andrews, Chief West. We never deal with cases like that, you know. So, well...
It would seem at least one person fled the crime scene.
What'd you say?
That mark on the door. Someone's hand slid down there. The left side has no mark. The door was open and that someone left.
For God's sake. I mean, if it's Charles or Sarah, they wouldn't have left their son.
They would rather die in the flames as a family instead of calling for help? I don't buy it.
Oh, yeah?
I was under the impression the fire started around midnight.
Yes, Silas banged on our door around 1 a.m. Poor devil ran so hard he was almost belching his lungs out.
This clock burned before 10 p.m.
That's impossible. What you imply? Silas never would have hurt the Hawkins family. Besides, Dr. Fuller confirmed the hour of death in his report. Your clock must have already have stopped.
Honestly, you don't find that suspicious?
That's troubling, I have to admit. But I trust Silas. And Dr. Fuller is an authoritative figure. The mainland folks are damned envious that he's here with us. A brilliant surgeon and a friend of the family. I'm sure he took the matter to heart. So, excuse me if I value his opinion over yours.
So be it. Let's move on. I suspect this lamp caused the fire.
That's what the investigation suggested, too.
But does your report mention the bloodstains? The lamp didn't fall, it was thrown at someone.
For heaven's sakes, no. The report doesn't mention that.
I firmly believe this fire was more than just an accident.
Huh. What's your theory?
I think the Hawkins couple got into a fight.
You sure of that?
There's only one way to be sure.
Yeah, you stay in there. No.
I just ask that
Get
you
in
don't
there.
disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in
Anything
serious
else I'm
trouble.
missing in here? No. Bring that out. Where's your lighter? There you go. Wish you had a taken one of those lanterns, though. Well, it doesn't appear to be anything else. Where's that clock? There it is. Okay. Officer Bradley, where'd you go? Ooh, that's a nice quill.
This door is locked.
Well, then bash it open.
This door is locked.
This collection of medical knowledge and health practices in the 18th century actually only covers the so-called civilized countries. It does not deal with the influence of holistic medicines or medicines from continents considered inferior. Huh. I'm getting smarter by the book. Partly burned shoe. It seems like it belonged to Sarah. The glass of this heavy clock is broken and the hands show 10 o'clock. It could give the time of the fire or have nothing to do with it. Contradicting the police report, the Hawkins drawing room tells a totally different version of the fire that claimed the whole family, beginning with the presence of a handprint that shows the possibility of a survivor. The bodies of Charles and Sarah Hawkins left no mark on the floor, nor, to that matter, in the drawing room, contrary to that of the child, still visible close to the fireplace. The same goes for the glass shards on the floor. A close inspection reveals the presence of blood on several of them. On the wall, the very clear mark left by the painting found in the Hawkins warehouse confirms that the Hawkins case could be much more than a domestic accident.
These bandages are covered in dried blood. But whose? The lyrics of the drunken sailor, a sea shanty.
Who doesn't enjoy a good sea shanty? Oh, I was gonna say, I'm already here, but looks like this was useless. Bring your lighter up. There you go. I'm gonna glitch myself again here.
An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818.
That was almost creepy. Just standing there.
Moby Dick, Melville's classic. The epic battle between man and whale.
A copy of the novel Moby Dick by Herman Melville. A classic, especially for a family of shipbuilders.
Mandatory reading for any whaler, I guess. This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music.
Such a shame.
This place was falling apart long before the fire.
So far, there hasn't been much of
A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century.
Quite the library, though. Don't understand how you're supposed to get those books. Tell me, where's the logic? No logic. Precise and very detailed treatise on the particularities of the human body compared to the animal world. The simplicity of its writing and the vulgarization of its vocabulary make it accessible to the profane. Just getting smarter. But I can't take it. Come on, bring your lighter out. Stop it.
Greek mythology. Hecate, goddess of the dead, daughter of Tartarus, and mother of Scylla. Darkwater history. This place was settled back in 1692 by two families that seceded from the New England colonies. A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century. There's something disturbing about this painting. There's something disturbing about this painting. 20,000 leagues under the sea. Another story about the mysteries of the deep.
It's a rare edition of the novel, apparently. Nope, don't want to open there.
What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to call the police?
Dear sir, as you know, I've always held you and your family in high respect. Unfortunately, I can no longer continue to close my eyes on the behavior of your wife. Last week she, again, terrified my clientele. I know that she means no harm, but you should place her in the care of Dr. Fuller. He alone seems able to make her come to her senses. If these disturbances were to recur, believe me that, although it would feel like torture, I would be obliged to involve the police. Respectfully yours, Anton Wellard. Oh, it's the stairs. Nothing better than this. Can we fall? No, we can't fall. We got rats.
Locked.
Of course they're all locked. More scratch marks, it looks like. No investigation? Okay.
The boys' room. A child's fort. From what threat was Simon protecting his world? Tom Sawyer. Mark Twain. Sarah must have read it to him before bed. Sleeping pills. Strong for an 11-year-old boy. What was wrong with this family? What nightmarish vision could have inspired them? Simon's troubles went beyond family problems. That kid saw something. Something terrified him.
Almost looks like Venom.
What was going through that boy's mind?
Still want to investigate that. Key that opens her office. This one? Well, shit. Call Sam and Dean.
The door is blocked on the other side.
So a secret door? Why is this one?
What will her room reveal about her? Perfect. Despite what happened, they seem to have loved each other. This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold.
Huh. One left. It's like Boston client, quite a few. Whatever FS is. April, May to August. Gifts. FS and Boston client. Doctor. Painting for the doctor, though. Painting for the doctor. Oh, painting and treatment, though. That is one way to pay for treatment.
It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why. Sarah Hawkins' agent was getting worried. Seems she wasn't giving any signs of life.
My very dear Sarah, ever since you left to bury yourself away on that lost island, your art has been attracting increasing numbers of collectors. I beg you to send me some new paintings. The last one, so somber and strange, moving as no other paintings have been, are selling at a premium price. Your percentage of these most recent sales is attached. Do not forget your friend, who was the first to recognize your genius and display it to the world. Affectionately yours, Maximilian L. He knows the names. We don't get to know the names. Okay, so now our bedroom. Let's go to the bedroom.
Barbiturates. Sarah Hawkins must have been extremely agitated resorting to such a treatment.
They act as a depressant of the nervous system, but once you begin, you can never live without them. Of that, I know something. No, can't really tell which one it is. Wrong. Behind the thing. Oh, what's this?
A barbiturate prescription from a certain Dr. Fuller.
There you go. 75 milligrams of amobarbital sodium to be taken every 4 to 6 hours is required. If attacks become too violent, add 25 milligrams of phenobarbital up to 3 times a day. Do not consume alcohol or any other medication during the period of treatment.
That's a massive dose. Was Sarah violent? This door is locked.
But that's where the scratch marks go. Okay, can we go talk to him then? What's the only other thing to do? Where are you at, Mr. Officer?
What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be honest. We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance.
Oh, that's it?
If you're right, we should be able to find clues among the Hawkins' personal effects.
Okay, so where have I not been? Oh, well, how did that not pop up last time?
Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? What was she trying to achieve?
Too warm for your fingers. Come on, there you go.
Bradley? Is that you?
Huh.
Is anyone there?
You! Stop!
But, is there anything in here? Anything in here? Nothing? No? Like how now we're in.
Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see anyone. I just heard some noise. Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far.
I'll cover you.
I really hope there's nothing in that room that I would have missed. He came from that way, so obviously this way.
This door was closed earlier.
Where did he go?
Must have got out some way.
No, he was here. I'm sure. Let's search.
Apparently, we've got a lot of points. 4. If the creature is not yet anchored in our dimension, an expulsion ritual might work, as long as the person performing it makes sure that he integrates the elder sign among the glyphs that make up the ceremonial circle. Be careful, though, because the works that describe the creation of such circles are not all of proven reliability. Extract taken from the Malleus Bestiarum by Abigail G. Barbiturates and prescription. Lantern.
It's this room.
Oh, do I only have a certain amount of oil?
They look like Celtic runes. Charles must have brought them back from one of his foreign trips. It looks like an old seaway map.
Somebody's added coordinates to this old map. So how do I tell how much oil is left?
Charles Hawkins was keeping her father's letters from her.
The letters have not been opened, but visibly have not left Charles Hawkins' office. They are tied together by a carefully knotted braid. Why did Hawkins intercept his wife's mail? It's a good question.
Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well.
Charles Hawkins and Captain Fitzroy are posing with a third man.
I wonder who the man with the glasses is in the photograph. It looks like a freehand map of Darkwater. Certain areas have been highlighted. I wonder why.
Map of Darkwater, hand drawn by Charles Hawkins. Some places have been circled.
The Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded at the entrance to the harbor. This panel is movable.
Cogwheels. They must be linked to an opening mechanism. Probably a secret passage. I must find a way to activate the opening mechanism. I'd be better off not touching them for the moment.
This globe seems to have been part of some mechanism.
I think we got our first puzzle.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Seems like this came from a log.
Here we go. Sailed north all morning. Says it'll be Orpheus this season. And I'm merciful. I preferred it when the whales disappeared without a trace. With these carcasses, we can no longer ignore their sad fate. What is eating those huge beasts? I told Hamilton that it's bad omen. He doesn't care. We dropped anchor near a village and have him save the water. Are red with blood of the sacred beasts, and to follow them is to defy the gods. I told them that I only feared God Almighty, but in the loneliness of the hold, I'm scared. We sight a huge whale in the distance. Its size seems to be beyond anything known to man. It sends out an infernal song. Hamilton wants it. We've caught it. It's the most grotesque whale I've ever laid eyes on. It will go into memory as the biggest catch ever. Men have died, but we have gained glory. This day will be celebrated for years to come. Darkwater. We have beaten the Orpheus, returned with empty holds. The Scylla and the Hamilton are only...
There must be a link with the Seaway map.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. This guy's a genius.
This Dr. Fuller, was he Sarah Hawkins' therapist?
Charles, I understand your worries, but I assure you that Sarah is in good hands here at the Riverside Institute. It goes without saying that her state requires very specific care and a high level of attention. Her full potential will only be able to express itself if she is placed in a secure environment and surrounded by qualified staff. The decision is yours, of course, but I seem to understand that you are running out of time. Your friend, Thomas Fuller. Okay, we got a map, we got some things, we got a globe. Time to do some logic here. Can I see them all from here? Inventory. I cannot, so I just get to go around walking back and forth. So we start.
There must be a link with the Seaway map.
47 north, 70 west, Darkwater Island. Let's see.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
So what? This is Darkwater. 42nd north. Something west.
There must be a link with the Seaway map. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
70 west. Yeah, so Darkwater is there. So can I find Darkwater on the thing, or do I need to go to where the end is?
There must be a link with the Seaway map.
So 47 to 55. 47 to 55.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
47, 55, somewhere around there we go. So we went from there to there.
There must be a link with the Seaway map.
49 to 61.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
Here. So next one should be 57 to 51 then.
There must be a link with the Seaway map.
57 to 51.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. There must be a link with the Seaway map.
And back to Dark. Okay.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
Here's the other ones, but that's the one here. So what? So if I want to find...
There must be a link with the Seaway map.
3270. 70... 45, 30. So Darkwater's somewhere here.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something.
So...
There must be a link with the Seaway map. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
We have two other paths as well, right? Scylla, oh, the Orpheus. Okay.
There must be a link with the Seaway map.
You've beaten the Orpheus. Return with empty hold. The Scylla and Hamilton are only memories.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
The Scylla. Okay. Okay.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something.
Dark.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something.
Okay, so...
As if the bookcase has been moved several times.
Have you seen the old maritime maps on Charles Hawkins' desk?
Strange. No ship has left Darkwater shore for years. Maybe he kept them for sentimental reasons.
Is it?
Charles Hawkins was a sort of traveler, right?
More like an adventurer, I guess. He left for months, exploring remote places and abandoned temples.
There must be a link with the Seaway map.
Yeah, I already understand. So it's between him and the Orpheus they're fighting. Scylla and Hamilton are the only memories. Okay. So the only thing talks about their trip and then being rivals of Orpheus.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
This. Assuming it's around there. So between those two. Wait, where was the whale caught?
There must be a link with the Seaway map.
Caught it. 35.53 or 33.53. Sorry, 33.53.
Looks like it worked.
There we go. It's just where the big fish was. That's all you gotta do. Big
Well done, Pierce.
It's all about the big fish. The mirror. tunnels under the Hawkins Mansion. Inside the Hawkins Mansion, the scene of the fire reveals its secrets. Pierce and Officer Bradley, now on the trail of a survivor, had undertaken to search the place looking for proof. When a hooded man leaped into Sarah Hawkins' workshop to steal a painting, detective and police officers set off after him. By following him to the office of Charles Hawkins, they discovered a secret passage. Pierce and Bradley enter the tunnel under the mansion.
The secret passage, under the manor. It's like a detective novel.
All right,
That guy
well,
must have
this
already
seems like a
gotten
new
far.
area and probably a good
Yeah.
time to...
And he had a
pause
direct
this
means of entry to the
Guess we'll
crime
wait till he's
scene.
done talking.
We must find him.
Yeah, so it seems like a good spot to pause this game. Seems like a new area. So thank you so much for watching. It's been good. We finally actually had a puzzle. It was not, well, I guess kind of a puzzle. You just got to kind of look at what's important to the town. So I was able to figure out that the big fish was their idea. So we'll see you in the next part. And again, thank you so much for watching.